Did you know Solomon received over $1 billion in gold every year without selling online courses? In today's video, you'll discover how this ancient king mastered trade routes, formed powerful alliances, and used wisdom as leverage to amass a fortune greater than Elon Musk's. Want to know the secret investment he made with the Phoenicians? Or how he turned a temple into an economic hub? And what do Stoic philosophers have to do with all this? If you're chasing financial freedom with depth and clarity, this video will flip a switch in your mind. Consider subscribing to the channel, and let's dive in. Imagine a man so wealthy that gold was as common in his kingdom as stones on the streets. According to ancient accounts, that man was Solomon, the son of King David and the third monarch of Israel. Solomon is remembered not just for his legendary wisdom, but for a fortune that was nearly beyond measure. Based on biblical descriptions, his wealth would rank him among the richest people in history, far surpassing names like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, or Bernard Arnault. The twist? Solomon built his empire over 3,000 years ago. No tech, no stock market, no crypto. According to 1 Kings 10:14, Solomon received around 666 talents of gold annually, with one talent weighing roughly 34 kilograms, about 75 pounds. That's over 22 tons of gold per year. At today's market price, about 65 per gram, that equates to roughly 1.4 billion a year, just in gold. That's not counting tributes from surrounding kingdoms, trade in spices, timber, horses, and precious stones, or the lavish gifts brought by foreign rulers eager to witness his wisdom firsthand. Compared to modern billionaires, Solomon would be wealthier than most. Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos may have peaked over $200 billion, but Solomon's economic power, relative to the global GDP of his time and his control over natural and trade resources, could be worth trillions today. His influence wasn't just about wealth. It extended to diplomacy, international relations, and strategic infrastructure. Few today can match that kind of all-encompassing power. So how did Solomon become so rich? The answer lies in a powerful combination of inheritance, strategic alliances, administrative genius, and trade dominance. Inheriting the throne from his father David, Solomon started from a strong foundation. His kingdom was expanding, regional peace was established, and a growing administrative structure was in place. Solomon capitalized on this, forming alliances with powerful trading cultures like the Phoenicians, masters of maritime commerce. With their help, he built a fleet of ships that sailed to distant lands like Ophir, bringing back gold, ivory, sandalwood, and precious gems. He also invested in building the Temple of Jerusalem, a religious and political landmark that doubled as an economic magnet. This temple wasn't just a spiritual site. It became a central hub that attracted people, wealth, and influence. Coupled with tributes from smaller kingdoms, internal taxation, and efficient governance, Solomon's empire grew not only in splendor, but in wealth. This is where Stoicism enters the story, as a fascinating philosophical counterbalance. While Solomon accumulated unmatched material wealth, the Stoics taught that real wealth comes from the mind and from virtue. Stoicism, a school of thought shaped by Zeno of Citium, Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius, emphasized that anything outside our control, including wealth, should never be our primary concern. To the Stoics, attachment to material possessions is a trap because they can be lost at any moment. True value lies in virtue, living with wisdom, courage, moderation, and justice. In that sense, even a slave could be wealthier than a king if he lived with serenity, emotional control, and reason. Ironically, Solomon himself echoes these Stoic ideas in the biblical book of Ecclesiastes. In one of its most famous lines, he writes, "Vanity of vanities, all is vanity." He acknowledges the fleeting nature of wealth and worldly pleasures, concluding that everything passes. This sounds remarkably Stoic, especially coming from a man surrounded by luxury. It's as if Solomon, having tasted every pleasure, every height of wisdom and power, realized that none of it brought lasting peace. Stoicism, on the other hand, offers a peace that comes not from the outside world, but from inner strength. Where Solomon saw the vanity of the world, the Stoics saw an opportunity to practice detachment. Now imagine a hypothetical scenario. What if Solomon had been a Stoic? Would he still have built the temple, amassed that much gold? Or would he have focused on building a virtuous society rather than an opulent one? Perhaps the answer lies not in choosing one or the other, but in understanding that wisdom and wealth don't have to be opposites. The danger lies in making wealth the goal instead of a tool. Solomon used his wisdom to become rich, but he also ruled with justice for many years. The Stoics might argue he could have been even greater had he used that wisdom to become indifferent to riches altogether. And maybe that's why, later in life, he wrote such introspective words, admitting that all his glory was ultimately empty. It's the same realization Epictetus taught. It's not what you have, but how you deal with what you have that defines your greatness. This video isn't just about numbers, it's about what truly matters. Solomon's story reflects humanity's eternal search for meaning, while Stoicism invites us to look inward, not toward gold, but toward the soul. So here is the real question. What is the point of having all the gold in the world if you can find peace within yourself? Solomon had gold, wisdom, and power, but in the end, his greatest lesson aligns with the Stoics. True wealth lies in virtue, not in possessions. If you enjoyed this reflection and want more content that blends philosophy, history, and real-life insights, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this with someone who'd love the conversation, because in the end, the pursuit of wisdom is the greatest fortune of all.